What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Vlogs presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't checked it out already, just making bad live choices, going over to scoresandodds.com where you got picks from me, Meansy, Tino, all the greats. Plus, you get access to our nice little prop shopping tool where you can see exactly what we have projected for each individual prop. Plus, where the best lines are at. Most importantly, you get access to Grant's Action Lounge. What is Grant's Action Lounge? It's my Discord where I'm throwing in all my bets each and every day. You can get them in before the odds end up moving. Just go to scoresandodds.com/Discord and get on in there. Not going to be a long show today. We'll try and look at some futures, see what's kind of popping. We'll look into a little bit of parlay IQ, see what it has, but likely to be a short show. It's not that there's not a lot of games today. There's a decent amount of games, but so many back-to-backs today after we had so many games yesterday. There's not a ton of lines out. I mean, it's starting to roll in. I'll be betting throughout the course of the day by lock, I'll end up with probably 40, 50 bets, but no, that's an exaggeration. Probably 20 to 30 to 40 bets, but as of right now, there's just not a whole lot. So we'll just go ahead and dive right on in. Kyle Kuzma over 21.5 points, -115 over at FanDuel. I bet this one. I thought that Beal was for sure not going to play after tweaking his hamstring, but I think the line might have moved. Let's see. Kuzma, yeah, you can get it -110 now. I still don't hate it at -110, honestly. Even with Beal being questionable, I think it's more likely that he doesn't play. So I don't actually hate that one. DeAndre Ayton over 20.5 points. I really like this. Ayton gets a 3.5 point bump without without Booker in the lineup. We currently have him projected for 23 points. Yeah, you can still get this line at -115 over at DK. Just a bad overall line. I mean, we saw Embiid absolutely destroy this Washington backcourt or front court yesterday. Absolutely destroyed it. We have him projected for 23.04. You can still get this at -115 over at DK. -154 over at Caesars. They've already moved it a ton. FanDuel already moved it to 21.5. So if you can get this over at DK, go hammer it. Absolutely love it. Royce O'Neal over 4.5 rebounds. Let me check to see if this moved. I got +105 Betway, +102 over at Caesars. It's mostly a bet if you can get it plus odds. So if you can't get it plus odds, yeah, I can still get +105 over at DK. Still really like it over there. Betway, by the way, whenever I say it, same exact odds as DK. Same thing when I say Bet Rivers or Barstool. Same exact odds as each other. I'm pretty sure Betway steals it from DK, and then Barstool and Bet Rivers buy their odds from somewhere else. Anthony Edwards over 24.5 points. You can get this at -118 over at FanDuel. I think that's still by far the best odds here. -1, it's moved to 25.5. Still don't mind it at 25.5. Solid matchup going up against New Orleans. Should easily hit the over on that. Jalen Duren over 22.5 points, rebounds, assists. I got this at -118 over at Sports Illustrated. I know you can get better at I think over at DK and over at MGM. Yeah, -110 over at MGM, -130 over at DK. So you can still get it over at MGM. Guy's been solid. This should be a close game. 1 point spread last time I checked. 230 total here. So we should see him play 30-plus minutes in this spot. Minutes is the main thing that we are hoping for with him. Games blow out, he obviously doesn't end up getting there, but in games that do blow out or don't blow out, he'll end up getting there. So I hit it at -118. I really like it at -110. Just MGM's not going to let me get anything down. Paolo Banchero over 30.5 points, rebounds, assists, -110 over at Betway/DK, -117 over at Caesars. Didn't work out well last night. Got into some foul trouble. Just was a rough one. It was a great matchup, but had 3 fouls like halfway through the second quarter, I want to say. Ended up with 5 fouls quickly in the fourth. Just wasn't going to get there. But he's been solid so far this season. Great match going up against Detroit. Detroit 27th, 29th maybe ranked defense. I can't remember. Let me check right now. Obviously, it can change day to day, but they're near the bottom of the league in terms of defense. They've been a little bit better recently, but still, yeah, 29th ranked defense and defensive efficiency, and drastically worse than the 27th, 28th, not far behind San Antonio for the worst defense in the league. So Palo should absolutely feast in this one. I know it didn't hit last night, but he didn't end up playing a ton of minutes, so should be a little bit more rested for a second into back-to-back. Really like that over. DeMar DeRozan over 24.5 points, minus 118 over at Sewerbook. It's minus 120 over at several other spots. MGM, and I think DK, nope, just MGM now. Yeah, nope, Lions moved all the way to minus 135. I don't hate it. Actually, I'm probably going to end up hitting this. I'm actually just going to end up taking it at FanDuel already. No, I'm just going to hit this at 25.5. Let me just sign in here. Logging into FanDuel, I'm just going to hit this. What is we have projected 27. So yeah, I'm going to hit this over on FanDuel. So let me get down 265.1. Well, there we go. Boom. Line's probably going to end up moving some more. Yeah, just a bad overall line. We have him projected for 27. He's been hitting this at a pretty decent clip. It's not an easy matchup going up against Milwaukee, but game's going to be close. razor thin spread last time I checked. High total. Should be a good game. And so I'm hitting DeRozan over 25.5 points too. DeMar DeRozan over 25.5 points. When I get to 56.1, payout is 515.19. Sorry, 0.19. Yeah, no, still like that over at FanDuel. Even at 25. Vooch over 2.5 assists, minus 117 over at Caesars. I think you can get a better line on this summer. I think you can get minus 115 over on DK. Minus 115 over on FanDuel, actually. Really like it there. Averaging 2.9 of the season, averaging 2.9 this month. He's been this at a pretty decent clip. 7 out of his last 10 games, I believe. Should be a close game. Should play the minutes, so I'm rolling with the over. D'Angelo Russell over 2.5 3-pointers made, plus 108. I think this has already moved to plus 102. Let's see. You can still get plus 105 over at MG or over at DK in points, but I'd still hit it at that. I haven't projected it slightly over a 50% chance of hitting this, making it a solid overall line. Last bet, Jordan Poole over 27.5 points, minus 125 at Sports Illustrated, minus 120 over at Sewerbook. I think it's minus 120 over at MGM still. Go hit this immediately. This one's going to end up moving. Yeah, it's already minus 130 now. Moved to 28.5 at most other books. Don't hate it at 28.5 at minus 110. Minus 130 is a little bit rough on 27.5, but just been absolutely crushing it recently. No Klay Thompson in this one. Great matchup going up against Utah. He's eating up all the usage. It's just a bad line. Let's go check out Parlay IQ, see what they have here. Cross-reference, see where the best line's at. Just going to bring up this on the other side. I looked into Wagner under 2.5 3-point or under 2.5 assists. Don't like that. J-Val under 9.5. A lot of these weren't really out when I ended up looking. Let's see. Find the New Orleans game. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. Looking at rebounds. Check where the best line is for this, but I definitely don't hate taking the J-Val under on rebounds. Yeah, I'm going to take that over at MGM. MGM at FanDuel. Zion under rebounds. Don't mind that one. Don't love it. Let's see. Porzingis under points and under points plus assists. Let's go ahead and check that out. I don't think he had a line last time I checked. But let's see. Best line is, yeah, I have him at 23.5 points over at FanDuel. I'm going to end up hitting that one. Yeah, that's just a solid line. Giannis under 12.5 rebounds. We really like that one. Sitting at 41% projected ROI. That line wasn't out when I was checking earlier. Let's go ahead and check that one. Let's see, Giannis. Yeah, best line is over at FanDuel. I'm going to hit that one. Lonnie Walker under 14.5 points. This line wasn't out when I checked last. It's always a bet that RG Projection seems to love. Currently, the only line is over at FanDuel. You know what? We'll hit that. Dennis Schroeder under points, rebounds, assists. Looks like a solid ROI. You know what? I'll hit that. Let's see. Kyle Lowry under assists. Not a ton of lines out for this game, but our projections really like these. I'm going to stay away from that one. Schroeder under points. Let's see. Yeah, not many lines out here right now. Let's see. Fox under 6.5 assists. This line wasn't out when I was checking earlier. I think the lines just came out not too long ago. Let's see. Yeah, best line is, you know what? I'll hit that. Nothing really loves there. All right. Well, I'm going to hit these 6 bets. Why not? We'll go ahead and throw them in there. Making some bets on there. Let's see. Well, let me get on J-Val. 102, of course. Porzingis. Nice. 342.1. We're hitting that under. Giannis. 243. 3.9. Lonnie Walker. I'll add these at 259.9. Let's see what we're going to get on Schroeder. 207.9. Fox. 169.5. All right. Well, I just made about 1,300 in bets. We'll go ahead and look at some futures. LeBron is questionable. That would probably change all these Laker props if they're out. Absolutely would. I assume that's kind of why the props are where they are and why there's not a ton out here. I'm assuming we currently have LeBron projected to be in. Do we really not? Do we not have LeBron projected to be in? All right, so they like the under on these props with LeBron out. Then that means that's the main thing. So now go over this a little bit. LeBron is currently questionable. Our projections are shown for if LeBron is out. I'm going to go and pull up. Let's see if I can find the situation room real quick. But if all these projections are hitting the under with LeBron out, LeBron being in, I can't imagine giving an increased usage to Lonnie Walker or to anyone else. I'm trying to find. Why can't I find the situation room? Situation room. This is a premium content. What if projections? There we go. This should be up. Oh, they're not out yet. Oh, all right. My subscription ran up. Well, in any case, if LeBron's in there, obviously going to see a drastic increase to several different guys. So taking the under on Lonnie Walker, on Dennis Schroeder, it's absolutely fantastic if LeBron ends up playing. Still all right if he doesn't end up playing. It's a tough match for his Heat, likely to be a blowout. Don't know if these guys go for a full run. But yeah, let's look at some futures real quick. See what's popping here. NBA championship. Honestly, Warriors at plus 1,300. Looking pretty solid there. I just took the Grizzlies at plus 1,400 over on Sports Illustrated earlier today. I like the Nuggets plus 1,300. Cavs plus 2,000 is still looking pretty solid. Mavs at plus 4,200 is huge, though. Really like that line. Think they could make a decent run in the playoffs. I gotta also go ahead and check out the MVP odds really quick here. MVP, I'm not taking Tatum. I'm not taking Luka. Luka's odds dropped drastically since last night's ridiculous performance. Jokic all the way down to plus 500. Not doing that. Honestly, Curry at 50 to 1 is probably the best bet out there right now. Curry has not played much less minutes than Embiid. He should be back in 10 days. Obviously, they're not doing well without him. He could come back and just go on an absolute tear. I like that line. I like Embiid probably second best at 11 to 1. Durant was at 14 and 1, 14 to 1 a few days ago, and now is all the way down to 9 to 1. So probably not a ton of value there. Yeah, that's basically it. That's the show. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm out of here. Bye, kids.